Are you preparing for Praxis English Language 5038, listening comprehension and evaluating spoken arguments? Need some practice preparing for the test? Well, I have a video for you. My name is Tom, and I'm a test prep expert here at study.com. Now, I'll walk you through some of the types of problems you will see on the test. Make sure to try these on your own by pausing the video before each answer is revealed. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. During a lecture, the speaker states technology is a double-edged sword. While it connects people across the globe, it also isolates individuals in their own virtual worlds. What is the speaker's primary purpose for using the phrase double-edged sword? Choose an answer. A, to emphasize the dangers of technology. B, to highlight the complexity of technology's effects. C, to criticize people who use technology. Or D, to suggest that technology should be avoided. All right, so when we're looking at the term double-edged sword, we're looking for positive and negative consequences of the technology. All right, so I'm going to eliminate some obvious wrong choices here. So to emphasize the dangers of technology, that's not the primary focus of double-edged sword. That's only focusing on one end of it, the negative consequences. We're not criticizing with double-edged sword, so I'm going to eliminate choice C. Also, double-edged sword does not say that the technology should be avoided. And the correct answer here is B, to highlight the complexity of the technology's effects. So within that complexity are going to be positive and negative consequences of technology, which gives us the term double-edged sword. In a podcast about nutrition, the host says the Mediterranean diet isn't just a passing trend. Decades of research back its health benefits. What technique is the speaker using to strengthen the argument? Choose an answer. Is it A, anecdotal evidence, B, appeal to emotion, C, citation of research, or D, personal opinion? All right, let's eliminate some wrong answers. So this is not personal opinion, so that would be if the podcaster says, I've been on the Mediterranean diet and I am super healthy. They're not giving their personal opinion on it. They are not appealing to emotion. That would be something like, my mom had cancer and was on the Mediterranean diet, and she survived on that, and gives a story that is very emotional. So I'm going to eliminate choice B. Anecdotal evidence would be observations, but those observations about people using the Mediterranean diet are not backed by research. So the correct answer here is C, citation of research. And the reason in the sentence it says decades of research back its health benefits. While debating the value of standardized tests, one speaker says, everyone hates taking standardized tests. Clearly, they are ineffective. What logical fallacy does this argument most likely contain? Choose an answer. Is it A, slippery slope, B, straw man, C, bandwagon, or D, red herring? Okay, let's eliminate some possibilities. A red herring is a distractor, so I don't see a distractor in this statement, so I'm going to eliminate red herring. A straw man argument would be a misrepresentation of the statement. I don't see anything in here that would state that this is a misrepresentation of the statement. Slippery slope is a statement or fallacy that would lead to more negative consequences. If one thing happened, it would lead to a chain of events that are negative. That's not the case here, so I'm going to eliminate that. And the correct answer here is C, bandwagon. And what bandwagon does, it is a fallacy that leads from popularity. So for example, it says everyone hates. They're making a generalization based on popularity that, okay, everyone hates taking standardized tests. All right, so the correct answer here is C, bandwagon. During a panel discussion, a participant argues we shouldn't listen to her proposal about school reform. She has never even taught a class. What type of flawed reasoning is present in this argument? Choose an answer. Is it A, ad hominem attack, B, hasty generalization, C, false cause, or D, circular reasoning? All right, let's eliminate some possibilities here. False cause deals with cause and effect relationships in the argument, and I don't see that in this case. D, circular reasoning, is eliminated. That is when the conclusion of the argument circles back to the premise, and I don't see that in this case here. I'm going to eliminate B, hasty generalization. That is when the argument makes the conclusion based on too little facts. So I'm going to eliminate B. And the correct answer here is A, ad hominem attack, is when the argument attacks the person's credentials or their background. So in this case here, it says she has never even taught a class. So the correct answer is A. Did you get them all right? For more practice, check out our Praxis English Language Arts 5038 playlist. And for even more detailed practice strategies and customizable study materials, head over to study.com and check out our Praxis English Language Arts Test Prep course. Those who use study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of authentic practice questions, and short, targeted video lessons specifically developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to get all the latest Praxis test updates. And please leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy studying.